Give us the space over here. He likes in my area.
Welcome to Invested Podcast. With me is Tyler and Connor.
I'm back.
I'm Terenzio. That was my Italian name in kindergarten. Terenzio.
Why did you have an Italian name?
Because in kindergarten they had a lady come in who taught Italian, and she was like, "Your name is Terenzio," and I was like, "Yay!"
Wow. Plymouth River School
Sounds like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, dude. Plymouth River School.
Foster School did not have that. Yeah. I will say.
She was like there like once a week, and we never learned anything. But she taught us our Italian names.
That's she a doctor?
I don't know. All right, so today we're gonna discuss Baby Driver. We're gonna have a in-depth. But it's not like a review. It's gonna be like an in-depth discussion because Connor loves that movie, and I'd like to hear his thoughts on it. And I rewatched most of it, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good."
I haven't seen it since it came out, but I really liked it.
Yeah, so we'll have a bunch of different viewpoints on it. We're gonna do.
You about to get spoiled, son?
Spoiled? I've already seen it.
But you have.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
It's a creepy step. I've seen it.
It's got snakes all up in that bitch.
We're gonna discuss the Annihilation trailer, the whatever that is. I don't really know, but I have some news.
The news. What is it?
So this one you probably don't care about. Lucy. Remember that movie Lucy?
Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, Lucy 2 is in development.
That's cool. I'll see the first one. I'll watch
Didn't
it.
she turn... I mean, spoilers for Lucy, but didn't she turn to a computer?
Yeah, like, I thought like she wasn't existent anymore, so how do you...
Sorry.
Does Lucy lead into her? Because it's like...
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Oh, shit.
Is Lucy just a prequel to her?
Spike Jonze and Luc Besson had a nice little powwow, and they were like...
Dude, I'd be alright with that.
We're going to make two...
Luc Besson was like... listen, Spike Jonze, I am bad at making movies.
Spike Jonze.
Will you please help me make better movie through retroactively?
I heard Lucy wasn't very good.
Me neither, but I'll check it
really
out. I'm pretty sure it's pretty short.
Yeah, it is really short. Yeah.
I feel like I remember when we had it at the movie theater, like it would start and then it would be like, oh, that's already over. All right.
I don't think Luc Besson has ever really made a good movie.
What has he made?
He made
How do you spell his name? I feel like it's French, so it's hard to spell.
Luc Besson.
Is it Luc?
Probably
it's L-U-C.
Yeah.
L-U-C.
Oh, Besson. Luc Besson.
B-E-S-S-O-N.
Oh, he looks like a French guy. He did Valerians. I don't know. He did Valerians in the City of 1,000 Planets. Lucy.
Oh, he did Valerian. Oh, I knew that.
Fifth Element.
That was on the Valerian poster from the director of Lucy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Fifth Element did not age well for me. I remember watching it and being like...
I've never seen it.
I was like, I love this movie, and now I'm like, it's okay. I kind of get annoyed if it's on.
Next, I don't know if you heard, but last week Sex and the City was announced. Sex and the City 3.
I thought it got canceled?
It got canceled.
Already?
Yeah, within the span of like a week.
Was this like a movie 3 or like a TV show 3?
It was like a movie, the third movie.
I don't know. I've never paid any attention.
I don't care about Sex and the City at all, but I just thought that was kind of a funny thing how they were like, it's going to happen in like a couple
Yeah,
weeks
I saw on
later.
Reddit the other day that it's just like Sex and the City 3 canceled, and I didn't really look into it. I didn't know it just got announced though.
Yeah, it literally just got announced.
I didn't read the comments.
Dude, so you gotta click on those comments.
I read the comments on Reddit.
All of the comments on every post.
Well, I read up till like they get into the low hundreds. Until they get to like 99 points, 89 points.
Sometimes if you click on the comments and like you see how like the first comment and people reply on that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really just want to get to the next.
Me too. I'll just be like, all right, like I don't care about what you say.
Just
let's go.
Scrolling. Oh, it's such a pain sometimes. Anyway, I don't really care about that. That new movie Flatliners, which your dad actually told me that it was a remake. I didn't know that.
See, he didn't tell me that, but
how did he tell me that?
when did my dad tell you that?
When we saw the trailer for it. We watched what movie?
The House.
The House. Yeah. He was like, I think he leaned over and was like, "That's a remake."
Wait,
with Kevin Bacon.
He might have done that.
Yeah.
You watched House Sue?
No, The House with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler.
Oh.
I would like to see House Sue though. I've heard very interesting things about that film.
I don't know
I'd love to
that.
check it
Sounds
out.
Japanese.
It is Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's like 70s Japanese art house craziness.
What Flatliners has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Nice.
Yeah, the AP Club was like, they should have just left it.
Did you say 17%?
0.
Oh, 0%.
Not remade it.
Yeah. Did it come out yet?
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't get it. It said
okay.
It said Hanover.
Hanover Theater. Okay.
Hanover Theater.
Yeah. So people hating that movie. So
who directed it?
I don't know. Let's check it.
Can we pull that up on the old mainframe?
Wikipedia's
Flatliners.
The old wiki.
2017.
On the old WikiLeaks.
Flatliners wiki.
I'm trying to get this information now.
We're gonna leak it.
All right, let's see if you know who this guy is. Niels Arden Uplev.
That sounds kind of familiar.
He did The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I liked that movie a lot.
Ooh, wait.
Millennium.
Okay, we gotta back it up real quick. All right, David Fincher did the American version. You talking this is the guy that did the Swedish version?
He sounds Swedish.
Yeah, it looks.
I've never seen the Swedish version.
Yeah,
I love the
language.
David Fincher
Yeah,
version.
he did the Swedish version of
Swedish
it.
version's cool. It's more like the books, but I think the David Fincher version is really, really good.
So a Men in Black spinoff
I heard about that.
is going to happen in 2019, so I looked into this. I was like, really, that's really stupid. But apparently there was supposed to be an MIB 21 Jump Street crossover called MIB 23.
What?
But then Jonah Hill was like, that's not going to happen. And then they were like, all right, fine.
Why does Jonah Hill gotta ruin it?
He said it doesn't seem like a likely franchise that would mix well.
I
think it would mix well.
I think it might.
Because they're both partner procedurals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
So,
and
I feel like Channing Tatum and Will Smith would be hysterical.
So whoever WB's like, apparently they said that they put the MIB 23 on the back burner, but doesn't mean it's completely gone.
That's cool.
Like the idea is not.
But they're gonna do a spin-off.
But they're doing a spin-off either way, and it's just going to be a Men in Black movie with different characters.
Do
Probably.
we know who's directing it?
I don't know. I can see if I can find that. It's just me looking stuff up, really. MIB spin-off.
What happened to our little TV?
I forgot to set up.
Fair enough.
I worked all day. Okay.
I know. I was there.
Jeez. Oh yeah, you were. Won't feature Will Smith.
Oh. Tommy Lee Jones.
It has an untitled name. Script by Iron Man team. The guys who wrote Iron Man.
Iron Man team. Like all 700 of those puppies.
At least it's not Iron Man 3 team.
Doesn't say.
Do you think Iron Man 3 is better than Iron Man 2 or less better?
Actually, no, I take that back. I think Iron Man 3 is better than Iron Man 2 for sure.
Yeah, I think
That's true.
That.
I just kind of remember being a little burned after Iron Man 3. I don't know.
I think the reason
I
people
like
Iron Man 2
parts of
because
both of them equally.
What's his name? Is plays Justin Hammer.
Oh yeah,
Sam
Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell.
He's amazing.
He's great.
He's amazing in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like both
That's
really.
really
I know a lot of people hate Iron Man 3
I liked it.
and Iron Man 2. I see that they're not the best movies.
I think
ever.
Iron Man 2 is the weakest.
Oh, absolutely. But I love Iron Man so much personally, so it's just like I still enjoy it.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
love
it's like-
seeing
it's
Tony
fun.
Stark being
It's
awesome.
fun.
I love looking at the suits
It's fun.
and the villains. I mean, the villain in the third one's not that good, but the villain in
Where's Bert?
Iron Man 2, Sam Rockwell's always
Great.
fantastic. But anyway, so yeah,
I remember people were like, Mickey Rourke's coming back. He did The Wrestler. Now he's going to do Iron Man 2. He's coming back. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, no. I don't know why they picked him. He was kind of random for that. J.J. Abrams and Paramount. Oh, okay. So this is I don't know how much you guys are into like any sort of anime type stuff, but I watched a movie called Your Name. Did you ever hear about that?
I did hear about that.
Yeah, it was really good.
Did you watch it recently?
I watched it last year.
Okay, because side story, Chris was looking at your letterbox the other day and was like, "Oh, Terry watched Your Name? What a weeb!" And I was like,
No, it was good.
"Yeah,
my friend.
I want to see that."
My roommate. Like,
No, I heard.
He's like, dude, watch this movie. It's really
Didn't
good."
it just come out in English recently?
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched the Japanese.
Yeah,
but,
no,
but
that's-
the animation is absolutely.
That's what- it
gorgeous.
looks
It's
really
some
nice.
of the best. But J.J. Abrams and Paramount are said to be developing a live action version of it, which I think would take away from it because it's so beautifully done. It's
Yeah.
hand drawn too. Like they don't do that a lot anymore. It's
No.
all hand drawn, hand colored.
Why would I feel like with any animated film, why would you be like, "Hey, this animated film came out. Let's just do it live 2 years later."
Yeah. I understand doing like old animated ones because it's like sometimes the animation's outdated, but this is
Yeah.
brand new.
Wait. You didn't like Disneyland Cinderella?
That's
That's a cartoon, but
Honest
now they
to
made
God.
They
that.
made a movie.
They made a
I saw that in
photograph.
theaters.
That
and
movie
they-
wasn't
on
that
photograph.
bad.
Yeah,
It was
See,
fine.
I liked
Remember?
that they made it political. It was more political than I thought it was going
Yeah.
to be. The is he a prince?
Yeah.
He was like, "Can I do this?" Like, it's political.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not getting very specific.
Yeah,
but
Can I dance?
can I dance? Can politicians can they dance?
I didn't mind
Get
that
up out
one
of
as
that
much. I
wheelchair.
did not like Beauty and the Beast at all.
I didn't see it,
I didn't like it.
but you're forgetting one. I thought the Jungle Book was okay.
The Jungle Book was great.
I like
and
the
Beast-
Jungle Book.
Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
kind of freaked me out because it was like, oh man, all the furniture's got faces. Fuck, dude. Like, how do they eat? How do the forks eat?
Yeah, it's a little weird. Like, what are the rules on that?
Yeah.
Up next. So I don't know. I don't want them to do that.
Did you just say up next? Up next.
Yeah.
Smallest things just
Get him.
tickle your fancy. Anyway, I would highly. I mean, I don't know how into like anime you are. So there's some really good stuff.
I'm always trying to get more into it, but I never want to commit.
No, I don't either. I watch a few things. I try some things, and there's a lot of anime
Like,
I've started. I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
Like, I want to watch Ghost in the Shell's on my Hulu.
Ghost Shell's
I only
fun.
really like two. I like Attack on Titan and Psychopaths are really good.
Yeah, I want to watch the anime version of Death Note too. I've watched some of it.
Oh,
and
Death Note's actually
yeah,
good.
I watched
at least the first half.
I watched the Netflix movie, and it was not.
I heard that was really bad.
Yeah, I mean, there was the Willem Dafoe was awesome. As,
Yeah.
whatever the guy's name is, the Death Demon guy.
Oh.
So that redeemed it for me. I was like, cool. I like
Yeah.
every scene he's in. But I hear the anime is really good. But anyway, Your Name is. It's not like there's no action. It's not. It's just like a really. Sweet,
Yeah.
It's a sweet story.
That's what I
and
thought.
It's really pretty to look at, and it was just really. It was relaxing to watch. But I don't want them to make a live action. Even J.J. Abrams. I don't know. There's gonna be too many lens flares. Because that honestly, the anime has lens flare. That's like
He's
really
gonna make it
bright.
a sci-fi mystery.
So you remember when Liam Neeson retired from?
He unretired. Like,
he
a
unretired
day
from
later.
action movies.
Yeah.
We're gonna see him again. I don't really care.
He's not a very good actor.
I don't think he's a very good actor either.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, he's
Midichlorians.
He's fine, but like he's nothing
Remember when he
spectacular.
played Oscar Schindler?
I do. I was gonna say,
Everyone's
remember,
like,
can you just
why?
do Schindler's List again?
Yeah, just do another one. Schindler's List
Why?
two.
Schindler's
Return
List
of the List.
2.
It's so funny. He's in that movie and he's like also in that movie is like Ralph Fiennes. He's
Yeah.
like actually a legit actor.
I like Liam Neeson. I think he's good in that movie, but like
What about Ra's al Ghul?
he's
oh shit! You know what? He actually is good as Ra's al Ghul, or is it Raz?
it's Ra's al Ghul in that
Ra's al
movie.
Ghul.
So who knows?
Ra's al Ghul.
How do you pronounce it when you read it?
How do I? Well, I used to pronounce it Raz, but now I think Ra's al Ghul makes me feel like I'm in the know. Makes me feel like like maybe.
Oh, it's like
I've
when
been
people
around.
pronounce prosciutto,
Prosciutto.
and you're like, you're not. Stop.
Fajul.
Pizzad.
Pizzad.
Paisan.
Pizzad.
James Cameron says that he's confident that Avatar 5
It's
will
classical
release
Italian.
on schedule in 2025.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
gives
whatever.
a shit?
2025 is when the last one's supposed to come out.
25.
Isn't that ridiculous?
I don't even remember the first Avatar. It wasn't even good.
2009. All right. So I was telling.
It was.
I told
It
Connor,
was average.
I went back and looked at it. I watched some. It was on TV. The animation is really good.
Well, of
The
course.
music's really good. The visuals are really good.
The
The
story's
story is
awful.
His story is. I wouldn't say it's awful. It's just predictable.
Yeah.
And that fight scene is
It's-
drags on too
it's-
long. But
it's-
some of those scenes were just like, I don't know. It was kind of fun.
It's hokey.
I feel like it's just the writing.
I think it's just it's accumulated this hate of just like, oh, it's too long and
watch.
it's just so predictable. I hate this movie, but like, it's fine.
I think it's the problem that it's like it's like every resource and every James Cameron is pooling all this resources for this like gargantuan like film event series, and it's just like
It was a little
Dances with Wolves with aliens.
Yeah.
Pocahontas
Yeah.
with aliens.
No, I
and
know,
like
I know.
unobtainium just bothers
I know
me.
that's the worst part.
That bothers me.
That's the worst part.
We're getting this mineral called unobtainium.
But I mean, honestly, the idea of the planet, a lot of the ideas on the planet, like that's very there's some really good original stuff. The floating like mountains and the music is really good.
Can't he just?
Are they
What
doing
about
that at
aliens
Disneyland?
Oh,
though?
I don't know how did they do that. How do you make floating?
Is Avatar a Disney movie? I feel like it's a Disney movie.
I think it is. I think it's or it's in association with
In association with Disney Pictures presents
Disney Pixar Animations.
Disney Studios.
All right, so I don't know.
presents
This last story is really
James Cameron
stupid. I don't know if you guys saw this,
spending
but
the rest of his life in convalescence.
Tom Cruise.
I would watch James Cameron in blue paint saying, "I'm the Avatar. I'm still relevant.
What did Tom Cruise do?
Tom Cruise.
Avatar's gonna be a 3D."
I don't know if you saw this. You might have seen this.
Tom
but
Cruise.
This image of him and Valkyrie, like it showed up, and people.
I remember that movie. I saw that movie in theaters with
and
my
people
dad
are
in like
People
08.
are like, that's a fake butt.
That is a fake butt.
But he has come out and denied
That looks like a ball.
that being a fake butt.
Just looks like a ball. I saw another picture of him, I think from American
What's he
Made.
doing?
I think it was a picture from American Made which just came out of Tom Cruise and like a pink button down and these jeans and like kind of long hair, and someone was just like, "It's just me. It's just Tom Cruise just looked like a middle-aged lesbian now." And I looked at the picture and was like, "I mean, kinda. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but I mean,
just doing his
I just
thing."
think that's funny that he had to come out and say that's not a fake butt.
You're gonna get sued by Scientology.
So
who, me?
What's
You're gonna get
another
sued
thing about Tom Cruise that really weirds people out is that his teeth are like crooked.
They're perfect.
Yeah, but they're crooked though.
Yeah, but they're
Do you
perfect.
see what I mean?
I do, but it's like
It's terrifying.
it's crooked, but it's so like I'm gonna run a straight line down your face.
Stop saying all this bad stuff about Timmy Cruise.
I actually really like Tom Cruise.
He's not a good actor.
It's not that I like him as a person. I just enjoy. I mean, besides The Mummy, I enjoy his movies.
He's gonna come do science on you. Stop.
He's hysterical in Tropic
be like-
Thunder,
Yeah, he is really.
but
funny.
also like
He's gonna have a little thing. He's gonna be like, "This is not
This-
meth."
the South Park episode about Scientology is amazing. Actually, two. What's that movie called? Eyes Wide Shut. He's fantastic in Eyes Wide Shut. Stanley
making all kinds
Kubrick.
of sounds on the table. Stop.
I'm not doing anything. This is Tom. You brought this on yourself. We're talking about Timmy Cruise.
You like Tim Cruise?
Timmy Cruise? You ever seen that movie? Mission Improbable.
Mission Improbable. I've seen the first Mission Impossible.
Mission.
I like the fourth one. That was really
He's on a
good.
train at the end.
Oh, Ghost Pro.
Yeah, Ghost Pro.
That was on TV the other day.
That movie's really good.
I haven't seen it.
I like that movie.
I kind of want to watch 2 and 3, but I kind of don't.
Remember
should
when he
probably
climbs
watch
the Wiz
that.
Khalifa? Or no, the Burj Khalifa? And he's like, I love to climb in buildings.
He falls down it.
He's like, oh my god. He's like, what if Bran didn't fall down?
Yeah, what if he like skillfully spied
Bran,
his way down it
he's this-
and walked down the
Yeah.
cliff?
Tom Cruise.
What did you have? You have something to say?
Dr. Damon Lindelof. He's not a doctor.
Yeah.
Damon Lindelof is doing an adaptation of Watchmen for HBO.
I heard about that.
Okay.
Which is
So Lindelof's one of the guys
so
from what's it called?
Leftovers and Lost
And Lost.
and Prometheus.
Okay, yeah, Lost.
And
I love Lost.
Let's land.
Hey, let's land at Prometheus.
All right, so he's doing a Watchmen series, or is it a mini series like a Band of Brothers thing, or is it gonna be like Game of Thrones, where it just keeps going?
I mean, I assume Game of Thrones.
I think I would rather
'Cause
like a mini series. But
I don't know them. I don't know if they would sign off on a miniseries. I don't know, or I'd like.
I feel
mean,
like Watchmen's going to
HBO
be done in a miniseries.
Because
HBO
Watchmen's
does
just so,
miniseries
like-
though. They did.
Well, no,
Pacific,
well,
they
yeah,
did-
expensive,
they did
but
Band of Brothers.
the rights are expensive.
Yeah.
Like that's why I feel like they would need to keep it going to generate income to even just pay off the rights.
But they've
But is there
also
enough material for that?
well, I feel like even if they cover the Watchmen storyline, aren't there? I haven't read any, but aren't there comics that are like
before
Watchmen? I've heard they're not that great, but there's material to work
There's
with.
material and storyline.
That's the Before Watchmen is
Are
such
those
a
not
lazy
good?
title. I mean, I haven't read them.
No,
but
it's not
just
called Before Watchmen, but that's what it is.
No,
That's
is
what
that
it
what
should
it's
be.
called?
Is it?
It's Before Watchmen. It's literally called Before
Oh
Watchmen.
no!
Isn't that silly?
Who came up with that?
It's like
Pretty
we're
lazy,
doing the
yeah.
prequel for Star Wars.
Before Star Wars. The
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 1 Before Star Wars.
All right, man. All right.
All right. Well, are you excited about this?
Um,
See, like I said, I haven't read the comic, which I know I should, but
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
should.
really like the movie that much.
well, it's really weird because
I
you're
hate
like
Zack Snyder, but
you're like, wow. Finally, Watchmen's going to be adapted to television, which is the perfect format.
I think
for
it
that
is
show.
after reading it.
And it's HBO,
Yeah.
who's
So,
kind of had a
high budget,
perfect
things like that.
track record so far.
Yeah.
Nothing really too horrible has come out of there. The only problem is Damon Lindelof, which I know people like The Leftovers, and I like The Leftovers for the first 2 seasons, but even I recognize Leftovers is like
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
got
watch
some problems.
Yeah.
But I love
It's not-
Lost except for the last season. But I think he just wrote himself into a ditch. But if he has material that he isn't making up as he goes along,
Yeah, it's probably
gonna be really good,
a lot
yeah.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it I mean it's way more intriguing than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
In my estimation.
all right, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I love the
Very-
comic. I haven't seen the movie, but
Because if this is good,
I'll watch the show.
if this is good, like Damon Lindelof has gotten shit for years. Like people just like have hated on him.
Oh, yeah.
For years because of his involvement for everything. So if this is good, he's in the clear.
Yeah,
because
skyrocket.
it's gonna be one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say, it's really strange because Heroes is kind of technically was the first adaptation of Watchmen for television.
I like the first season.
I didn't know that. I never watched it.
Yeah. There's all this stuff like Ozymandias being like, "I did it," and then Hero being like, "Yatta!" It's all about like a bomb that explodes in New York City. It's like it's Secret
Heroes
Watchmen
was a really good show
Secret
for like,
Watchmen.
the first season.
for the first season.
But yet I didn't know what was happening at all ever because it was like leading
Season
up
2 had
to
like
nothing.
themes that I liked, but I was like, this
Never
is
watched
disappointing.
season 2.
Oh, you never watched season 2?
No.
Oh, this
I just watched like maybe the first few episodes.
In season 2, he gets Hero, because you know at the end of season 1, can I spoil this?
Yes, I'm not gonna watch Heroes.
At the end of season 1, Hero goes back in time to Japan, right?
Yeah.
And he sees the guy with like the half helix thing.
Yeah.
That's Takizo Kensei, the samurai. And he gets to meet Takizo Kensei, who's British.
Oh wait, I think I remember
He's a
that.
British mercenary.
I think I watched maybe the first 3 or 4 episodes.
And he's got Claire's power of invincibility, and he's like helps him. That's kind of a fun arc. It's not executed perfectly, and there's a lot of issues with it. But like that's a fun idea.
That's just a really confusing show.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Tim Kring is like, and then they brought it back and sucked.
Anything else? Okay, we can.
That's enough Tom Cruise.
That's enough. That's all I got. I don't know.
And now,
do you guys,
Game of Thrones.
Do you guys have any stories you want to talk about that you've seen?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about how you. So you never finished Breaking Bad, did you?
Me? Yeah, I did.
You finished, and did you finish Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a new story or just a topic?
Oh, this is just a topic. I just want to talk about.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, throw it in there.
It's my favorite thing I've been watching recently.
Throw it in. What do you got?
So it's. I think. Why do you guys think that show is good? I want to ask you why you think people like that show.
Ooh. You said that so like you're staring at me like
I'm staring at you.
A question.
Don't say the wrong thing.
I would probably. I mean, I want to say because it's just really well written, but that's like a lazy cop out way of saying.
But it's not just like.
It's just characters.
But I personally, I love the way. I don't know who Vince Gilligan, who his director of photography is, or who I don't know if TV shows even have that. I know movies do.
I'm sure they do.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But just the way he shoots things is just fantastic.
It's these silly beginnings.
I remember, not even that, but I remember when Better Call Saul came on, like when I watched the first season, after watching Breaking Bad, it came on TV and I was just like, oh baby, we're back. Like just the first shot, like before even anything happens, I'm just like, oh yep, this is gonna feel a little bit like Breaking Bad, just the way it's shot. I miss this. Like
all the Cinnabon stuff.
Yeah, the Cinnabons and like I don't like
great.
The shot in Breaking Bad of when like the camera's in the bottom of the big barrel and they're just pouring the liquid on it and it just sits there and I'm like, this is just so great. I love it. I don't know. That's just me though.
One of my favorite parts of Breaking Bad is the weird openings.
They do have some weird
openings. That one where it's just like the Mexican singers singing about what's happening.
Yeah. Like
what the heck was that? And it's never explained. There's no reason for it. They just did it. Or like the scene where he buys the 2 new cars. And the camera's just like going back and forth. What's the song that plays?
It's Bonfire.
Yeah, but Bonfire. It's just stuff like that. I just feel like he had fun with it and didn't take it too seriously.
I think too, it's just like you see obviously the transformation of Walt.
Yeah.
Is like pretty. I mean, I thought it was really interesting to see, not only because it's cool to see someone who's just a total normal guy go to be some complete badass and like go against everything he kind of or not.
But you hate him the whole time. I didn't like Walter really at all.
I thought he was great. But you see him struggle with some, like, a lot of the choices that he makes. At first, at least, and it's... I thought that was cool, though, to see him kind of, like, progress where, he's like, should I do this? And at the end of the season, or the end of the series, he's just like, this person's got to die. I'm going to make it happen. No questions asked.
His progression is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like... I feel like you can note where he changes because he starts killing people in the first season.
Yeah.
Like I think Crazy 8's the first person he kills, right?
I think so.
Or his cousin or whatever.
It's by accident though,
it's his
isn't
cousin. He chokes him out. Crazy 8's cousin. Oh no, Crazy. Are you right?
Oh,
I'm thinking
Tuco.
Crazy 8 is Tuco's cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He chokes him out on the thing.
Yeah, and then that's why Tuco's after him.
They melt him.
They melt him.
So why do you ask this question?
Well, I was thinking about it because the first 2 seasons of that show are very different than seasons 3, 4, and 5.
They are.
And I think that's because that's on purpose, right? Because you have a character who's like killing people like Walt is, and he's criminal, but he's doing it as self-defense in the first 2 seasons, and then in season 3 is where they actively plan the murder of Gale, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that changes the show from seasons 3 and 4 on is the inclusion of Gus, who is Walter's like other self.
Yeah.
He is the mirror
it's who he
of
wants
Walter.
To be, really.
Yeah.
Kind of,
yeah.
And
or not even what he wants to be, but what he thinks he might need to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like that like the contest between those two it becomes so interesting for season 3, 4, and season 5 is so great because it's just the entire arc of that season is
kind of like the aftermath,
the vacuum. Yeah. Because do you know that theory that Walt, every time he kills somebody, he takes on their traits? So now that he's killed like the real big fish, he like takes on their traits. He starts, he rebuilds Gus's empire.
He never kills anybody with a box cutter, but it's close enough.
Of course, yeah. But it's just very interesting because it's like it's the idea of the quality of the show, how from the first 2 seasons it's okay, and then
it just
skyrockets. Completely based on the inclusion of a character, it allows the show to pivot in such an interesting way.
Yeah,
and the fact that they can throw in an entire episode based on them trying to catch a fly.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's just like that just shows you.
That's one of the best filler episodes.
I think that's
I like it, but it didn't really feel like a filler episode.
Yeah.
No, it's like,
you know what I mean.
I think that's Ryan Johnson, right?
I don't know.
Who directed that episode.
One that comes to mind, not a Breaking Bad episode, but a great filler episode similar. Anyone watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Oh yeah,
parts of it.
The episode where Uncle Iroh goes to visit his son's grave at the end.
Yeah, that was
but
great.
like, it's just like random stories throughout this one like town, and it ends with that, and it's like, oh, that's just like nothing happened, but like
the Ba Sing Se arc, right?
I think so. It's like that's one of the best filler episodes of any show I've ever seen. It's like the Fly episode.
Yeah.
I loved all that stuff.
Yeah.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
No.
Like the cult stuff, that was awesome.
Yeah. I love talking about Breaking Bad. We could do that for an entire episode if we wanted to.
It's
well,
really
we should talk about that trailer.
No.
Trailer trash.
Okay.
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Annihilation, starring Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, somebody else.
So does the director for Ex Machina just have an Oscar Isaac thing?
Yeah, I mean this happens a lot. You see that with these actors that make particular movies.
Wait, they've only done one movie together.
I don't know.
I know, but
I feel he's more got a Star Wars thing. Because it's like Oscar Isaac, Domhnall Gleeson, and Alec Baldwin.
They're all Star Wars people now. I feel like a lot of.
What else has this director done though, besides Ex Machina?
Well, Ex Machina.
Do you know his name?
His first. Yeah, it's.
Was that his first feature?
It's wait! Don't say it! It's on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
His name is.
Oh, it's actually a pretty simple name.
I was
expecting some weird like.
I know he wrote.
Oh, okay.
The Island, with the novel and the screenplay, and I know he wrote 28 Days Later, and then he did a Halo script that never got made.
Oh, he directed 28 Days
And then
Later?
he did the script for Dread, and Alex Garland.
He didn't direct it. Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, Alex Garland.
Alex
yeah.
Garland.
He wrote.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
so I was gonna say
Dread
Danny
22.
Boyle wrote.
He wrote and directed Dread.
I don't know if he directed it, but he wrote it.
I feel like Ex Machina was his debut. But if he directed Dread, that's
he just wrote it.
I didn't know he
Never
wrote
mind.
28 Days
Who
Later.
directed Dread? I feel like it was somebody who's kind of good.
Pete Travis.
Pete Travis.
I don't know who that is.
Interesting.
Anyway, so Ex Machina is really. I really enjoy that movie.
Me too.
I think it's really well done.
That's good.
The visuals are just like, but this movie, I don't really know what it's about.
No.
But it reminds me. It looks a lot like Arrival, which a part of me is okay with that.
I don't know if it did.
I don't know if it's about aliens or not, or like a
Because,
different...
like, besides the female protagonist, I wouldn't say it.
Well, it's not even that. It's just the visuals of them, like, I don't know.
Dealing with the unknown entity.
Dealing with an entity, walking in a field with all their equipment, like, being like, what are we doing? What is this? Like the scene where they're in, like, when they're in the like, decontamination stuff.
That's how you know it's a mystery. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What is this?
Those deer looked wild.
Yeah, it just, I don't know what... and, like, there's a scene where it shows, like, it looks like a baboon's mouth. But, like, are those monsters? Or are they, like, is it, like, crazy monkeys?
Gotta see the movie to find out.
I'm really excited.
It looks creepy.
It looks...
some,
I can't tell
biological horror.
If it's, like, a horror movie or... It comes out in 2018. It's a good trailer, though. It doesn't give too much away. I don't know what it's about. And I think trailers need to... They need
do
to
that more.
Do that more, yeah. They need to be, like...
Show, don't tell.
Show a couple things.
Evoke tone, and then intrigue, and that's it.
Yeah, leave you wanting more.
Yeah.
Like the first trailer for... Star Wars Episode 7, whatever that was called.
The Last G.
No, that's
The Last G.
The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. The first trailer for that, we were like, I have no idea what this is going to be about.
I had to count that on my hands for some reason.
Figure
I was
out.
like 7, 8, Rogue
Figure out
One.
where we were for that. But I think more trailers should do that. You should be like, I don't know what this is about.
Yeah.
But it catches your interest. You know, I'm very intrigued by this.
That's kind of how... Ooh. I mean, I don't know if we're done, but segue. Baby Driver trailer.
We can talk about Baby Driver.
Real talk.
I kind of remember.
That was a short trailer, Trash, but it's fine. I don't really
It looks
care.
good.
Because
I don't know. besides the only thing I really remember from the Baby Driver trailer is just
From the Baby trailer.
He's got a hum in the drum.
He's got a hum in his drum.
It's like cool. He listens to music. He drives well.
The one thing I remembered from the Baby
kinda what I
Driver
got from
trailer was that awesome spin move he does in the alleyway, which I'm kind of wish I didn't see because that's just like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
I like the song. It's like a remix of the Martha and the Vandal song, I think. Yeah, it's really good.
No, that. So I don't know. What do you want to start talking about with Baby Driver? Should we just go scene by scene if we can remember it?
Scene by scene.
That's a lot.
Well, what's everybody's favorite scene?
I would say probably the opening race or the scene where he's getting coffee.
Oh yeah,
for everybody.
I think that was the moment I realized this movie was going to be a little different. Was when he was listening to music and the heist was going on, and then he like started like lip syncing to it and doing the little dance moves in his car, and I was like, oh, that's very refreshing. It's like I like that it's like a getaway.
And you're
driver
not seeing you're not seeing the heist. You're seeing what he's.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice to focus on this.
And you instantly tell right away when they pull out the guns and he shoots it in the air. He instantly stops. He's like looks away, like he doesn't want it. He's not a part of this. Like you instantly know he's not a part of this world. He's just stuck in it. You know.
Yeah, you can tell he's like, I don't want to be here, but
so he's trying. It's like he's trying to distract. It's like when a big child hears news he doesn't want to hear and he sticks his fingers in his ears. Goes, blah 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 blah. You know, it's basically what he was doing. But that scene where he's getting coffee, it's the one take.
That tracking shot.
That tracking
it's
shot.
So good.
Like it's so well done. And I think we talked about this before, but I wanted more of that. I feel like we got in that one scene. And like I feel like the movie starts out with he has this great idea and he's like, man, you know, I'm gonna do this. All these really but he kinda like
a movie motivated by music.
He kinda blows his load in the first like maybe half of the movie, and the second half doesn't feel like the same movie as much.
Yeah, it kind of has pacing problems in that way.
Yeah. I think that was my biggest issue. That's why I think that's why it wasn't my favorite movie. I mean, it was definitely on top of the summer because there weren't that many good movies.
No.
Well, but it's funny. It wasn't a comedy. Like I from him, we've only ever seen like these really funny comedies.
Yeah.
So like for this, I mean, it had comedic elements, but it was really more of an action like thriller drama.
No, it was really well done. Some of the best driving I've seen on screen. That's for sure. Like action scenes. But like the scenes where he's putting down the money, it's going along with the beat, and like the guy shoots and it goes along with the beat. Whatever song that was, like that should have been utilized more. I think. I thought it's such a cool element you don't see a lot, and like it's in the middle of an action scene, and all of a sudden it's going along with the song. That's you know.
I like the subversions of all the like. There's a kind of a meta nature to some of the scenes. Like, I like the idea that. Instead of doing, like, in the halfway through the movie, instead of doing a car chase, they do an on-foot chase. Yeah. Like, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he has to tune the radio when he gets...
Oh, yeah, he has to find the right song.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he does that, too, when they're, like, they start arguing about the masks before they go rob the thing. He's like, wait, I have to rewind a little bit.
It was very...
And he's like, okay. And I like how they listen to him. They're like, okay.
The best part is the idea of... My favorite scene in the whole movie is when he goes in the diner... to pick up his girlfriend and John Hamm's character is there.
Yeah.
And if they start playing that song, but I forget what that guy's name.
I don't remember.
But it's like the classic like R&B hit. But it's so funny and it's like such a funny yet menacing scene. It's really silly. And then I like the fact that he takes off his earbud and then he like starts listening to the song. So it's like that's such a fun idea. The idea of the antagonist, like finding the heartbeat of the structure of the film and like listening to it.
Yeah,
like, it's so meta. It's so strange.
It's kind of like taking away his like shield.
Yeah,
it kind of gets into his head.
It's like if you were watching a movie and the villain like looks straight at the camera, but it like actually works. It's like, oh shit. Like,
like he knows
fourth wall up,
he knows we're here.
Yeah. I love that shit.
That reminds me of the scene where they're all in the diner and they're all sitting at the table. That was a stressful scene.
Oh, that was so stressful.
I wasn't expecting him to be able to like...
Oh, with Bats?
Yeah.
I love Bats. He was great.
I wasn't expecting them to like...
work hard, play hard, but you play a little too hard. I was like...
The one line I was just like really weirded out by, and he was like, I'm the one who's supposed to have mental problems here. I was like, what the heck does... Like, what a weird line that is. Like... It made me really dislike him, like instantly. It's like his first line.
Well, I don't think he's supposed to be a likable character.
Yeah, I know that.
That's Jamie Foxx, right?
Jamie Foxx, yeah.
I like him because he kind of has a code of like
Kinda.
he knows himself. Because he's like I what is it his thing he says? He's like you guys steal to support a drug habit. I do drugs to support a robbery habit. And it's like, oh, there's like a level of it's like the Reservoir Dogs things where they keep talking about how they're professionals. It's like he knows himself and that's kind of his power.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
he also he's a very developed character in the way that like before the robbery he's like what's in there is ours. You know, they stole it from us.
Yeah,
like he has that speech. It's like, where's this coming from? Like, does he say like and you instantly know he says that before every robbery.
Yeah,
you know that even though it's the first time you've seen him do it. So,
I love the idea of like you have these characters who are clearly very damaged, but they're able to accomplish these otherwise outrageous, like kind of large scale plots simply through the idea of changing their mental headspace. So they use kind of their mental illness to facilitate these grander schemes. It's very like it's very, you know, surprising and kind of intimidating.
So what did you think of the soundtrack? Do you think
I thought the soundtrack's good.
I thought it was good. I thought it could have been a little bit better.
A lot of deep cuts.
A lot of deep cut. There was some stuff that I didn't even recognize.
Yeah. I really liked it though. Trying to think of what else there's. What else?
In that movie in particular, I think that like another element that I really admired was the way that he used foreshadowing. I think like I mean we all like the Monsters Inc. line was really funny.
Oh yeah,
like all that stuff. Yeah. And oh my god, the kid! That
kid was great.
That was underrated.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's interesting because he doesn't like in the whole movie. There's a part where Baby doesn't want to be engaged in violence in a huge way. Oh my god! And then the fucking part with like John Hamm and like for fucking Brighton Rock playing, and that was awesome. That was so cool. I was like, and then they're driving backwards to the parking garage, and it's like,
I think another. I mean, I love this movie. Don't get me wrong, but another issue I have. I feel like that fight scene at the end kind of dragged a little bit. So I think.
Which one? In the parking garage?
In the parking garage. I was just kind of like, this guy keeps coming back, and it was just kind of like because then after that it was fine, but then after that he went to jail, and like it's just like I was like, wow, this is like. Which I really liked that he went to jail though. I liked that he had to do his time.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
surprising.
He didn't get away, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's just what it just felt wrong. Like you were in his head, you were like, "Wow, this doesn't feel right."
Yeah. I'm getting away with all this.
He shouldn't be getting away with all this. He doesn't deserve that.
They did bring up the idea of the morality of like the violence in particular compared with the robbery and like of all that stuff. It in a very stark way because usually in heist movies they'll either get away with it because they were moral. Like there's this thing where it's like moral thieves get away with stuff in movies if they steal from someone who's evil.
Right?
But if
there was none of that though.
But if it's like a Scorsese movie and like they also engage in violence, they're kind of like inviting this karmic retribution on towards the end of the film, like the third act.
Sounds like Goodfellas.
Sounds like Goodfellas. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of Scorsese movies.
Yeah, no, totally.
There's these characters who are like, who are always coming to a point, and it's funny because in the Scorsese way, it's like, it's karmic, but it also feels logical because it's like if eventually you kill enough people, it's like eventually the law will be like, oh, maybe you are also like bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we should pay attention to this person who's murdering people. Like, just logically, it follows.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting because I feel like heists and robberies are very, like, the criminal element, the violent element is always like the one that people are focused on because like I feel like robbery in itself, like. You see like something like Ocean's 11 and you're like, that's okay because like they're kind of professionals, right? They're talented,
they're really likable and all that.
Yeah, and they have a process and they trying not to hurt people.
Well, I think,
but the reality of robbery is I think there's a difference.
They all want to be there though. Is what is I think a big thing.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Because I feel like because of this, you're on Baby's side. You're watching what he's experiencing through his eyes, kind of. And he doesn't want to be there. He feels uncomfortable with those kind of people. So you do as well. You know, I think it did a really good job of making you feel uncomfortable. Like, I wouldn't want to hang out with those people.
No.
I don't belong with them. he's good at what he does, but he doesn't belong with them. He's not one of them. And I think it was did a really good job of making you feel it.
The Sly Cooper ethos of like it makes it exciting. It's like the heist format is aptitude and intelligence and charisma and like friendship. Yeah. And then you watch other like heist movies, it's people just killing each other.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, these are very different perspectives on the same subject.
Yeah, right. What else was I going to say? Do you think so? That there's a moment where he drops his blind foster dad off. Foster dad, is that what he was?
I think so.
Yeah, drops him off at that place with all that money. That's like crime money.
Right, like taken away immediately.
Yeah, it must, right?
I mean, most likely.
Feels very wrong.
Or at the very least, they'd be like, "Did you pay taxes on this?"
Yeah, that just felt kind of weird.
Yeah.
And also, where did what's her name? The girl.
Oh,
where did she?
That's crazy. I don't even remember her name. I feel like it was like
that song, Deborah.
Deborah. Yeah. Where did she get that car at the end of the movie?
They probably stole it.
Well,
when she comes back.
When she comes back,
made really great
to pick him up
tips as a waitress over the course of 5 years, and you know
she might not be a waitress anymore.
Wait, you can buy a used car in it for inexpensive.
Not that thing. You kidding me? That was like a vintage like Cadillac.
Oh, the ending is probably a dream.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, I think the ending is a dream. I think
she was really there?
It's a fantasy in his head. Yeah,
I don't
see
think
that really happened.
So what do you think really happened?
What's
your interpretation?
He was in jail and he served his time, and that's
it.
Really it.
Do you think he walked out and she wasn't there anymore?
Yeah, she wasn't there at all. Yeah.
Do you think they ever get back together?
No,
probably not.
Nope.
This is really sad. What the heck, man?
Well, no.
What are you, an old person seeing La La Land?
I liked that.
Seeing La La Land.
No, I love it.
No, me too.
That
I
always
heard people at the theater be like, "That was great, but I'm gonna pretend the ending didn't happen because it ruined it."
I guess it ruined. I don't think that like the realistic, because that's the thing about the heist. This particular film is trying to portray not a realistic portrayal, but trying to talk about the elements of violence and the decay of the crime mindset. Like their whole entire group, kind of. There was no ending that was not going to end in violence. Even like
it had to end violently.
His character at the beginning being like, "If you don't see me, I'm dead." Like, which was the best cameo that John Bernthal ever did.
Oh yeah,
dude, I wish he was in more of that. He was great.
I do too.
So
yeah, he's really good. I want him in more things. That type of role is really. He got to like play comedy for a little bit. And it was really good to see. The head rubbing. Thank you, Honest Trailers, for that one.
Oh wait, I had a point that I was actually coming to.
Okay.
I've kind of forgotten, but it's just the idea that there's no if you're going to prison for years, it wears on your family to come visit you all the time, because it's at first you're gonna go visit somebody every day, and then eventually it becomes the new reality of this person's just in jail now, and I mean, I've never been to jail, but from what I've read in books and seen in movies, it's a thing where you just kind of do your time and you keep your head down.
Well, that's the thing about this character. It kind of showed him in there, and throughout this entire movie, he's a good person, and they said 5 years and release
even
early
in prison. He was a
good
good
5
person.
years
that's a huge amount of time.
Huge amount of time. People change astronomically.
Yeah, but it's at 5 years. Was it 5 years and then released early because of
high school plus 1 year?
Is it ever
how different
in one place?
Yeah.
Is it ever specified whether he served those 5 years? Because it said off on good behavior, probation on good behavior. Maybe it was only 1 year, and because he's such a good guy, and he's you see him in jail, and he's cleaning, and he's doing what he has to do.
Yeah, I mean it's clear that he's just I'm just gonna go through this and not cause any problems.
Yeah.
Just go through it.
It's never specified how long he's in there.
Yeah.
For.
Well, I feel the fact that he visualized the dream, because he did dream earlier about a similar circumstance, either earlier within that sequence.
About the girl?
Yeah, the idea of because remember that scene happened twice.
Yeah, I think it's because he was telling her what he wants to do, and it was kind of showing it as he was telling her.
And I just feel it very clearly was, and also she was wearing
do you think she was
50s
real?
Garb? Oh, do I think she was real in the movie?
Yeah, because it felt a little too perfect that she came in singing the song "Baby."
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
but
not.
then again, other characters see her.
Well, in a mythological way, you could say that she's that. Carl Jung talks about the anima projection, which is the female. It's the thing that makes people fall in love. Is when you see somebody, you're projecting your feelings and your ideas of what they are onto them.
Yeah.
And in mythology, a lot of like when you encounter a female character, a lot of the male characters, that's
what they do.
One of the things they do is they project these like the feeling of the feminine half of themselves onto this other person.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they're like, that's when people talk about love at first sight. That's the mechanism that facilitates that.
Because she was just the way she came in singing the song that is his name was a little weird.
Yeah.
And then like she's just so down for everything.
Oh yeah.
She's like, yeah, okay.
And that's one of the criticisms people had is her character was very flat. Because
Yeah.
it didn't feel like she had a unique personality
She didn't really,
of herself.
yeah, like she didn't really question anything.
But she did say at the beginning, she was
true,
like, she's like, I've been taking care of people my whole life. So, and I think she was talking about like her mother or something like that. And I think her mother just probably passed or something. And so now she's alone. She has nothing else. So that part, I guess that's kind of like, she's like, whatever.
She was just trying to fill the void.
Yeah. Trying to fill the
Well,
void.
it would be so interesting if it'd be like a kind of a 500 Days of Summer scenario where he gets out of prison and she doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Because it's the reality of like they more of kind
Like
of
if it showed
night.
him leaving and like it shows her there with the car and then like he kind of blinks and it's just like
yeah
an Uber driver or something.
That would be so funny.
Two guys
oh
sitting
my
there
god.
with the lift
Are you here? This is the wrong prison.
I'm outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing that Uber drivers have your number.
I know, right?
It's
What do they do with it afterwards?
Yeah, like
They're gonna get you.
That's very
They're gonna Uber you when you don't want it.
But then speaking of people seeing her, there was that scene where Kevin Spacey's character was like, "Dude, I'm gonna kill you," and then as soon as he saw her, he was like, "Never mind, I'll help
Oh
you."
yeah, he really switched.
Yeah, he switched gears real quick.
Yeah.
Which part of me was like, "That's weird," but then I was like, "I like that though," because that shows that he has like a heart and he cares.
No, and I feel like he did. I kind of felt like that the whole time. Like he was even from the beginning.
He's
He was
being
like,
nice.
"Hey, this is our deal. Once it's done, you're done. Like I will never see you again. Blah 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 blah." I honestly haven't seen it since it came out. I forget.
Well, he brings him back.
He
after
brings
they
him
go to
back.
Bacchanalia.
He says we're square once you. It doesn't mean.
Oh,
he's gone,
and then he's just like
he's like we were square. It doesn't mean I want you gone.
Yeah, so he's like, you don't owe me, but like I still want you.
Yeah,
Like,
and then he kind of threatened. He's like, I
Did
know
you see
where
him
you are.
Yeah.
to run the jewels in the restaurant?
Yeah,
That was great.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
great. It's Killer Mike.
He's really good in that movie though, especially when he's making the map while talking. He's like, I just drew a whole map while talking.
yeah,
How
that was
freaking amazing is
oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah. Was he slow?
Great. All that stuff is great.
Retarded means.
I paused it on the scene where it shows all of his tracks that he made with all the and I read all the names.
Yeah.
Like Mozart with a go-kart. Like
Yeah, I remember
want
that.
them to. I wish they made a
Actually
track.
made tracks like that.
and like release them. I would have loved to listen to all
I
those.
love,
Just Kevin Spacey saying different
yeah.
lines.
What's her name?
The pretty lady.
John Hamm's.
The pretty lady.
Well, her nickname. He was
I forget what it was. It's Buddy and.
I forget.
It's
I'll
like
look him up.
because it's kind of like Bonnie and Clyde. It's Buddy
Yeah.
and what else? It's like
I just remember her seeing in the trailer poster or something. I was like, I've never seen you before, but you are a pretty lady.
Oh, Darling.
Darling, right? Buddy and Darling.
She was great.
Yeah. My favorite line of hers is when they're listening to the tape and she's like, "This shit is bananas."
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a very astute observation.
And I like Eddie No-Nos. That was pretty fun.
That's like when people say shit is bananas.
That's bananas.
He put the Asian in Home Invasion.
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah.
that was so funny.
Really good movie. I really liked
And
it.
Me too.
it was a very Edgar Wright thing to do. The idea of taking a character, because Buddy up to this point had been kind of like in Baby's corner. You know, like he was sinister.
He was
but-
protecting him a
but
lot. He was like,
yeah,
leave the kid
he's
alone.
protecting him. And
You
then
know, yeah.
it's like if halfway through Star Wars, like Obi-Wan became the villain.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That's-
this is great.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that was more. I feel like John Hamm did a really good job, and but that, like you said, it should have been more of that. It should have been more John Hamm being really nice to him and then turning on him. Because there were moments where he's like, be nice to the kid, and he was like patting him on the
you
shoulder.
feel it was too abrupt?
I was a little. Not that the abruptness was fine. I wanted more relationship between the two to make it mean more.
Just more,
Oh,
more
yeah.
build up to
More
it.
build up to
before
it. More
breaking
like,
it
man,
off.
I really like this John Hamm guy. This is great. Or what's his name? Buddy guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, all this stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. Like John Hamm wasn't even the lead role in that movie, and he was like, fantastic. It was
Juan Hamm.
Bueno. Muy bueno. Yeah,
Lo siento, Tortugas.
great stuff, man. I'm trying to think of what else there is. Did you like Ansel Elgort as Baby? Did you like? People were nervous. They were like, "It's the kid from Fart in Our Stalls." Oh no!
I thought he was
I thought he
good.
was fine. Yeah, he was good.
I never saw.
I couldn't really tell about his accent, whether he had an accent or not.
I should talk shit about John Green because he's a really nice person. But like, part of me is like, the best thing John Green has ever done is like the Crash Course World History and U.S. History videos. I'm sorry.
That was him?
Yeah, those are great.
Oh, I didn't know that was him.
Well, him and his brother Hank made that whole channel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's great. I don't really know what Vlogbrothers is. I can't really get behind that. It's just them talking, but
yeah,
I love the Crash Course stuff. Is great. So, although some of the videos are not that great. Like, I mean, it's easy to talk shit.
You're moving way off track right now.
So is this Edgar Wright's first film that wasn't involved with? Because he did Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead.
Oh yeah,
was this his first? Was this his first film without Simon Pegg?
I was surprised there was no cameos.
Nick Frost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they've kind of been doing their own stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even World's End.
I've never seen World's End.
I like
never
that
seen
one.
World's End.
No, I
it's
wanted
really
to.
great.
I mean,
it's pretty fun,
I thought.
yeah.
I mean, I love Shaun of the Dead, and I thought Hot Fuzz was fantastic.
Like, it's the most underrated of the trilogy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the way that Return of the Jedi is underrated.
Yeah.
This is also
Has he only
underrated.
done that trilogy though, Edgar Wright?
Yeah, or he did a trilogy and he also did.
He did Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh right, I
And
knew
he
that.
did the show Spaced, which is
Okay.
really good.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I haven't seen World's End, but
So I feel bad for Edgar Wright because a lot of his movies are really good, but people are like,
They're
people
not
who
seeing
see them love them, but people just aren't seeing them.
Yeah.
Like Baby
Well,
Driver,
I think he
didn't
gets
do
vindicated
well.
by history.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. They kind of pop up after
Yeah.
a while.
'Cause,
But
like, good
I
stuff
appreciate
gets
that
found.
he just kind of like doesn't seem to phase him very much. He just kind of makes his movies.
yeah, like it was. I don't know. Something that comes to mind is that my dad texted me one night. Well, he was traveling for work, and he was just like, "Hey, I got some free time. Should I go see Atomic Blonde or Kidnapped?"
And you were like, go see Baby Driver.
And I had only seen Atomic Blonde, and then he sent me another text that was like, or Baby Driver, and I was like, go see Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went and saw it, and he was like, that was fantastic.
Yeah, and
like,
so-
I loved it. And I
so
was like,
everybody
yeah,
who
like
saw it loved
that
it,
was a
but,
total
like,
like second thought.
Not
Like,
a lot of people saw it.
yeah, I was like, you knew nothing about it.
I mean, I
but
think that's just marketing.
Yeah.
Like,
Boss Baby Driver.
Boss Baby
Baby Driver,
Boy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boy.
if the trailer doesn't intrigue you, you won't go see the movie.
No,
I honestly only watched the trailer I think once,
I don't.
and
I
like
saw it.
I was like, I'll go see it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I heard
Yeah.
Edgar Wright, and I was like,
Yeah, the trailer was not as, it didn't indicate the exact quality of the film in my estimation.
that's what I've been hearing. Yeah. Opinions from the future, Connor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are we right now?
Opinions from the future.
Well, I think Annihilation. We didn't actually finish on Annihilation. We had to leave halfway through because I got sick.
Uh-oh.
You got the visuals are too much for you.
Yeah, it was
It's
like
the weird
it was
4D
like watching
effects.
Cloverfield again.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh."
Yeah, but like
Turn it and burn
the
it.
weirdest part, and I
I
started
ate
to feel
scallops before. I get sick every time I eat scallops. I shouldn't eat scallops. Don't
I
feed
love
me
scallops.
scallops.
But I think the weirdest part was the smells they threw in there.
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah,
4D
yeah,
effect
yeah.
thing,
It was
which
weird.
hasn't been done since Spy Kids 4, I think, maybe.
Right, yeah. Spy Kids 4.
But yeah,
The Spy Kids 4, the good one.
The good Spy Kids.
it doesn't have Steve Buscemi in it though.
Steve Buscemi?
So is it a
Steve
good Spy
Spaghetti?
Kids if Steve isn't in it?
But it had
Well-
it smellies though.
Annihilation is kind of like Spy Kids.
Yeah,
it's like
it was
Spy
very
Kids for
similar,
adults.
It was really weird seeing
Spy adults.
What's his
Spy
name?
adults.
Who plays Machete?
Espionage adults.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo's
yeah,
cameo
yeah,
in Annihilation was
Of
a little
course.
forced.
Well, it was like the CGI rock thing where he's like the Scorpion King, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, he's like, I am Annihilation.
I am Annihilation.
And I was like, this is kind of copyright Marvel Comics, the Annihilus arc, but that's okay.
That's fine. Don't worry about
Whatever. What can you do?
it. What else? Men in Black. The new Men in Black
Men
movie.
in Black. Holy shit. I did not see that coming.
It's definitely. I think it's
It
up
was
there
like-
with The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
Like, fuck. Like, it starts in the past and it starts with like Galileo and all that shit and like Copernicus, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
No aliens for the first like hour.
No aliens! It's like a science movie. I was like,
crazy.
it's like that
Crazy.
comic Shield.
Yeah, it was just like S.H.I.E.L.D. And I was like, holy fuck. Did they get fucking... I was about to say Robert Kirkman. I was like, who writes that? It's fucking...
I don't know.
It's the guy they put in charge of Marvel Comics for like a second. Oh, what's his name? It's not Robert Kirkman, but it's
No,
like,
it's not Robert Kirkman. I
Robert
just wish they wrote
something.
more of that
Robert
series
Zemeckis.
instead of that one.
Oh yeah, that was comics. That comic was so fun.
Yeah, it is.
Was. Oh man, then that's gonna kill me that I forgot his name.
Don't worry about
it. I'm worried. I'm worried.
All right. Well, anything else? What else?
Oh, and then fucking
Baby Driver's still a good movie.
Obviously.
No, we did talk about something actually important.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Yeah, Breaking Bad. I like that Better Call Saul. They finally caught up to the present, and all this shit with him in the Cinnabon and like on the run from like the FBI and shit has been like pretty. It
finally
awesome.
made sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's defending himself in court.
I haven't seen
at
it
his
yet.
own trial for for the crimes that Walter committed.
Yes,
and it's like the best shit ever, and it's like, and then oh god, like all the shit with like Chuck is his like the other attorney that he's like.
I actually want to see this.
Spoilers for the last season of Better Call Saul.
I love you, Bob Odenkirk.
Do you wanna? You can do the thing. You're always good at closing.
Okay. Yeah, son, you listen to this shit. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for listening. Tyler's here.
I'm here.
Terry's here. Connor's here. Woo! He's
specking in the third person.
Is a situation? No, spec in the third person.
Spec in the third person.
Yeah, but thank you very much, and bye bye.
Bye bye.
Next time.